Good.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Xavier. You had a big game last week, particularly in the return game, punt return. Just are you feeling more now that you're experienced now? You have a third year here, so you've been doing this stuff for a while now. So how comfortable do you feel in that, and are you going to take one to the house at some point this season?
For sure. I will be taking one back home. But yeah, I feel comfortable back there. Just with experience comes comfortability, and so I trust the guys holding up on kick return and punt return. So it's pretty much a trust factor knowing that they're blocking their guys. So I got to try to do my job.
Xavier, how close were you to breaking one?
I felt like I was pretty close.
Xavier, I mean, obviously your return game's a big part of the team. Special teams also, though, got the block punt, got some quality kicks in from Colton. Overall, how do you feel like the special teams has improved from last year to this year?
Yeah, tremendously. Last year, we had some little mistakes here and there, but just seeing everybody fly around, on all cylinders, block, punt, boom, making all the kicks and everything like that. So I think as much work as we put in the off season and fall camp, it worked out. We're going to continue to keep making these plays.
What did you notice about KJ as the game went along?
Yeah, he settled down. I just think coming out first game, everybody got those jitters. Everybody wants to make the play, so he might have got a little tense or whatever, but just realizing that he calmed down and started playing football like he usually does. So we had nothing but faith in him. We wasn't really worried.
What have you seen about the Sam Houston football team and how you guys have to execute offensively and special teams?
Yeah, they're a physical bunch. Again with their DBs, they're physical out there too. They want to put their hands on you. They're really good. So we got to come chin strap up and ready to play ball.
I asked Gus about this a minute ago. You guys obviously ran for 450 yards as a running heavy team as long as he's been here. Does it give you guys some sort of urgency to start hitting plays in the passing game beginning this week before you hit in the conference play to kind of provide that balance?
Yeah, with the run game like we have, the tendency for the defenses to, bring the guys up, load the box. So it's giving us opportunities to take shots deep, giving us a one-on-one matchup. So, when we have those matchups and are able to make these plays, we got to make the plays. So.
I know KJ himself said after the game, I know he knows he could have performed better. He's done it before in the past. But how have you seen him, I guess, in practice last night and with you guys? Just is he really getting after it to put forth a really good game too?
Yeah, of course he knows that he could have had a better game. I think all of us could have had a better games ourselves as well. So, just after practice, the receivers and KJ and the quarterbacks, we ran pretty much the whole route tree, making sure our timing was down, making sure, the ball placement was where it needed to be. We just continued to do that.
How do you, kind of building on that, how do you make life easier for KJ? I know coaches mentioned there's a lot of new players, a lot of new faces on this roster.
Right.
Everyone's still kind of learning each other, especially in game atmospheres. How do you make his job easier? How do you make that transition easier as you get into the next week?
As a receiver?
Yeah.
Be wide open. And when the ball's in the air, go make a play.
Xavier, from your perspective, what was kind of the key to making sure you manage learning both of those parts of the ball, right? Obviously, special teams has played the whole game, but, what is it that you kind of do? I mean, are the coaches fighting over your time in practice? Like, how does that work to get you involved in both places?
I think we have like several times throughout practice, to make sure that I'm comfortable in wherever I'm at on the field. But, at punt return, kick return, I've been doing that since high school. So, I've been pretty comfortable back there. And the receiver just getting more comfortable each game, each day, so. Yes, sir.
One of the younger guys, Colin Fox, came in and made some plays. How happy were you for him and the other guys coming into the game?
Yeah, I was very happy. Fox, he had a time where he was in the receiver room, so we got close there. So, just seeing him back in the tight end room, making plays, going out there making plays, it was a real good moment seeing everybody go out there and make plays.
One of the more impressive traits about your game is how light you are on your feet, your ability to be shifty, make defenders miss. What has allowed you to get so good at that?
Hard work. Just, going back to when I was younger, just training that way. When I was young, I didn't like to be touched. So that was a big thing I worked on, was just trying to make people miss.
Do you, like, when you're in watching film, do you like make like you get happy when you see that you made a defender, you like juked them out their shoes?
Yeah, of course, I'm like, hey, that was a pretty good play, but going back to the last game, I feel like if I made a few more people miss, I would have scored. So that's the biggest correction.
You guys are going to be wearing decals to celebrate Childhood Cancer Awareness Month this week. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the program?
Yeah, it's huge. There's kids out there that want to be in our shoes and are not able to do that. So I guess just wearing those to support them shows them that we have their back. Whatever it is, just we have their back. We're thinking of them and we're trying to spread awareness for them.
When you play on Thursday night, you have the whole weekend to yourself. I know you're kind of busy doing film stuff here a little bit, but did you watch other games? Did you watch any upcoming opponents? Maybe did you check out, TCU on Friday night? Did you check out Florida? Any of these other games?
Yeah, I watched a few games. For sure, the Florida Miami game. That was good. What else? Last night, USC, LSU. So I watched a few games.
How do you watch a game now that you're entrenched as a college football player? Maybe it's different when you were younger, just kind of spectating. Like,
Right.
do you kind of look at stuff differently than like how a fan might watch a game?
Yeah, I caught myself just the other day, looking at the defense more, kind of saying, oh, they're in this coverage, so I'm like, they might hit a post right here, and then for them to actually do it, I'm like, dang. So I mean, it's pretty cool now, just watching it in a different light.
Xavier, you've had an opportunity to play with those running backs, the running backs group. What did you make of the performance Thursday night when you see those guys put up 454 yards? And how much of a credit is it for you guys as receivers blocking to help maybe sprint some of those guys?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I know what we have in our running back room. We've seen it since day one, and they make our lives so much easier. Going out there, you might miss a block, but they might make somebody miss. They might break a tackle. Like I think it was RJ's run. I was blocking on the edge, and I missed the block, and RJ helped me out. He made the dude miss, and he sprung for like 60. So I was like, yeah, I got you, bro. I try to act like I made that block,
How did you make use of the tablets during the game to
Yeah.
improve your performance?
Yeah, that's huge actually. So coming on the sideline, being able to sit down with coach, look at the tablets and everything, seeing the coverage that they were in, seeing something that we might have missed, like where the safety was at, if the safety rolled down, on some of our option routes, if we could have chose a different route. So I mean, everything helps. Just being able to see it in that time, so that when we get back out on the field, we can make those adjustments.
What was halftime like then in evaluating?
Yeah, we kind of knew exactly what they were running defensively at that time, so we made adjustments to what calls were going to be made. We kind of said, hey, look out for this coverage. When the DB does this, it's corner cat, so just be ready for this. So it was just kind of like letting us know exactly what Coach Gus was thinking.
Kind of on that note, on special teams after a return, do you have time to kind of review that on the sideline? I mean, offense is going back out there.
Right.
Is there any time to sort of say, or maybe there was a crease here, a crease there, I should have cut this way or that way? Is there time to do that, to review special teams?
Not for me to sit down and watch it, but Coach Blackman and Coach Larson, they're watching it, so they might tell me like, hey, on this one you could have stayed outside, or you might have missed a crease. But a lot of times they just like to let me play ball. They might give me a tip here and there, like, hey, look for that cut back here. But other than that, they try to let me play ball.
You guys all set?
Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Got some